All right, this is lesson 3 for algebra, perimeter and circumference. We're going to mostly talk about circles and circumference. Circumference is just the name for the perimeter of a circle. So let's go over to the examples here. First example, 3.1, is just finding the perimeter of this shape that is formed of rectangles. We just have to fill in the missing sides. So if this side's here, or this side over here is 9, this side is the same, it's also going to be 9, and then we also need to fill in this missing side. 4 plus 3 plus something equals 15, so that missing number has to be 8, because I know that these 3 sides combined have to be the same as this side, so I got 8 for that missing side. Now I'm just adding them up. Once I add up all the sides, I'll get 58 inches. Okay, you can just add up all the sides on your own. The key is figuring out these missing sides there. Okay, circles. The circumference of a circle is the diameter times pi. Pi is a number that is just the ratio of how many times the diameter of a circle will fit around the outside of a circle. And of course, the diameter of a circle is a line that goes through the center of the circle all the way across. So we have to keep, our formula, diameter times pi, in mind for circumference. So 3.2, it says the radius is 3 centimeters. What's the circumference? Well, if the radius is half the diameter, right? So if the radius is 3, the diameter is going to be 6. So it's going to be 6 times pi. And in the book, it's going to do 6 times 3.14 and simplify that. I want you to write your answer in terms of pi. You can just write your answer as 6 pi centimeters. Some of you might be a little more comfortable with this at this point than others, but basically I have a more exact answer, because 3.14 is just an approximation of pi. Pi is a irrational number that goes on forever and with no repeating digits, no pattern in the digits. So this is the most accurate answer I can write, and it also saves us from doing some arithmetic. So you can just leave your answer as 6 times pi, or 6 pi centimeters. Next one, we know the circumference is 24, so 24 equals diameter times pi. I'm just going to use pi instead of 3.14. Again, this is a little bit different than how the book is doing it. We need to find what the radius is. So 24 equals diameter times pi. Well, if I do 24 divided by pi, that will equal the diameter. Okay, but remember, diameter is equal to 2 times the radius. So if I go back here and I say 24 equals 2 times the radius times pi, really I'm dividing each side by 2 times the radius. So I'm sorry, 2 times pi. Okay, so my answer is going to be 24 divided by 2 pi equals the radius. So my answer is just going to be 24 over 2 pi, and my unit is meters. Okay, let me talk through that one more time, because this one's a little tricky, I know. So we know that circumference is 24. So what we need to do is we need to do 24 divided by pi to get the diameter, and then divided by 2 to get the radius. Well, dividing by pi and then dividing by 2 is the same as dividing by 2 pi. Okay, so that's how I ended up with 25 over 2 pi. The book gives the approximate answer of 3.84 because 2 times pi is 6.28 if you approximate it, which gives you, a little bit less than 4. But again, we're going to leave our answer in terms of pi. If this is something we're struggling with a little bit, we can, continue to work on it. But I want us to get used to writing answers in terms of pi. You won't see many questions like this third example where you're given the circumference and you have to go back and find the radius. But we're really just doing this process in reverse. All right, 3.4, perimeter of this shape. got to fill in the missing sides. This is 10 inches, so this has to be 10 inches. I know that this has to be 6, because if the radius is 3, then this diameter has to be 6. So it's going to be 26 if I add these three sides together. And then this is going to be diameter times pi divided by 2, because this is just a half circle. Okay, so I know the diameter is going to be 6, so it's going to be 6 pi divided by 2, which is the same as 3 pi. So it's 26 plus 3 pi, 26 plus 3 pi inches. Again, I want you to write your answer in terms of pi. I know the book has the answer as 35.42 inches. I mean, that's an approximation if you use 3.14 for pi, but remember, half circles, diameter times pi divided by 2. And I'm just substituting in 6 for the diameter because 3 is the radius. And then 3.5, let's see. This diameter is 8 plus 6 is 14. This is 5. The radius is 5, so the diameter is 10. So this is 10. So it's 30. And then this, I'm just going to write down the formula. Diameter times pi divided by 2. Diameter times pi divided by 2. So it's going to be 8 pi over 2, or 4 pi. And this is going to be 10 pi over 2, or 5 pi. So it's going to be 30 plus 9 pi. Okay, because 4 pi and 5 pi are like terms. They can be combined together. So the approximate answer of this in the book is 58 and 26/100 feet, but this is a more exact answer and saves us from doing the arithmetic. Okay, so if you're not comfortable writing in terms of pi right now, that is something you'll have a lot of practice on this year. Again, we're just not multiplying by the 3.14. And when it comes to these more complicated problems, write out the formula. Okay, again, we're dividing by 2 here because this is just half the circumference. Dividing by 2 here because this is just half the circumference. And then just substituting in a diameter, which is twice of each of these radii.